All right, so we're starting the second part of the video key. This is for question numbers 13 to 21. 21. So with this question right here for number 13, if D represents how many days are left in school this year, which inequality states that we have at most 95 days? So let's just do a little bit of a commercial break. Okay, so at most is different than at least. So let's just start with at least, if that's okay. If your parent or guardian says that you can have at least 70 people at a party, that means that you can have 70 or more, right? At least 70 means 70 or more. If you can say you can have at most 70 people, that means that it's going to be 70 or less. Right? So that's what at least versus at most mean. Now let's talk about the inequality symbol that goes with it. So there's greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. So at least 70 means that the number of people you have has to be 70 or bigger, but it has to equal 70 or bigger, right? So at least 70 means 70 or greater. So like 71, 72, 73, 70.5, which is like 70 people plus a dog or something, right? So any of that is at least 70. At most means that you can have, the number of people that you can have is going to have to be less than or equal to 70, because it's less than 70, less left, okay? This is your left, less than symbol, okay? So at most, so now this is easy, right? At most, the symbol is less than or equal to, so it has to be at most 95. Okay. Number 14, 5 less than. We know that less than is a turnaround word that indicates subtraction. So turn around, we're going to turn around 5. We're going to put 5 at the end. And then all of this stuff right here, we're going to put it before the minus sign. Product means to multiply, so we are multiplying two things. What two things are we multiplying? A number and 6, so 6x or 6n in this case. And we're saying that that is at least, so let's move on. At least, so we talked about that. At least the symbol is greater than or equal to 8. So 6x or 6n in this case minus 5. Greater than or equal to 8, and that is right here. Choice A, B, C, D. You see these letters are a little off, but you get the point. The point. Get it? All right, I'd be quiet now. This one right here, we have to try to get the weird thing by itself. So the weird thing in this case happens to be the negative 1/2 x. Before we can get rid of that, let's get rid of this 3. So this right now is a plus 3. The opposite of plus 3 is minus 3. Minus 3 on both sides. So that's going to cancel out. So we're left with negative 1/2 x is less than or equal to, what's 11 minus 3, guys? 8. Good. So now, just like we did earlier, this is multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. So we are going to divide both sides by negative 1/2. Cancels out. So as soon as you divide by negative sign, this inequality has to flip. It's going to be x is greater than or equal to. And then now we can take this whole thing and plug it into the calculator, right? So 8 divided by negative 1/2. I know that you guys have access to a calculator. Let's just do it, right? 8 divided by, we're putting this negative 1/2, don't forget, right? We have to put that in parentheses. 8 divided by negative 1/2. Close that baby, and then hit enter, and you're going to get negative 16. So x is greater than or equal to negative 16. Remember, the only time that you switch the inequality is when you are multiplying or dividing by negative. This should set off like a red flag. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Okay. Over here, seems like we're going to have to do something similar to what we've done in the last couple of problems. The 4x, let's just do a different color so we don't mix things up. And let's get rid of this. It's at least tingy, so we have some space. So the 4x plus 2 is literally just going to come down. 4x plus 2. Ms. Regis cannot write today, but it's okay. less than. The 8x is just going to come down. There's nothing to do with that. This one right here, there's a -1. We're going to distribute. -1 times 6x is -6x. Negative times negative is a positive. 1 times 10 is 10. We can next see that we can combine some like terms, right? 8x minus 6x is 2x. Everything comes down. This just makes the problem a little bit neater. So we have 4x plus 2. What is that? 4x plus 2. So you can treat this inequality like an equal sign right here. Minus 2x minus 2x. This cancels out. So we're left with 2x plus 2 is less than 10. Subtract 2 from both sides. Cancels out. 2x is less than 8. Divide both sides by 2. Cancels out. X is less than 4. X is less than 4. So I know I went through that kind of quick, guys, but you know, there's this interesting thing called the pause button. So pause it along the way, and then make sure that you understand the steps, okay? I'm going a little bit quicker, forgive me, but that's because a lot of this stuff is review, right? Like, so hopefully we can go a little bit quicker. Perimeter, again, means take all the sides and a good job, Josiah. It's to add them up. So we're adding up 3x, 2x, and oh, there's something to do here. So this is going to be 2x plus 2 times 4 is 8. So plus 2x. So 3x plus 2x is 5x. 5x plus 2x is 7x. We're going to do the same thing with the numbers, right? We have 1 plus 8, and 1 plus 8 is 9. And they're telling us that the perimeter is equal to 37. So we know how to do this. This is amazing. Subtract 9. Subtract. So 7x is equal to 37 minus 9. And again, we have our handy dandy calculator. 37 minus 9 is equal to 28. So we have 28. Divide both sides by 7, and you get x is equal to 4. I want to actually see this on your paper, okay? This shouldn't just be like work that we're doing in our head, all right? Which of the following numbers is not? So we want to try to get this x by itself. We subtract 1 from everything. So -7 minus 1 is -8. -8. -8. The less than or equal sign comes down. 4x comes down. The positive 1, -1 cancels out. The less than comes down. 5 minus 1 is 4. Is this x by itself yet?
No, Miss Marquise.
So we want to divide both sides by 4. We're dividing by a positive number, so do we need to switch anything? No, we do not. -8 divided by 4 is -2. Less than or equal to, these 4's cancel out. We're left with x. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So it says, which of the following numbers is not in the solution to the inequality below? So the numbers that are between -2 and 1 are -2, -1, 0, 1. But look, there's no equal sign there, right?
No.
Right? So we can't put 1 as part of it because there's no equal sign. It's not including 1. So we're going to stop right here. So -2, -1, and 0 are the only numbers that are in the solution. The one that is not in the solution is 1 because there's no equal sign there. The total cost C of renting a sailboard, what is a sailboard? For n days, whatever, is given by the inequality something. What is the maximum amount of days for which a sailboat can be rented if the total cost was $360? So the total cost, which is C, they're telling us that this number is 360. So we have 360 is greater than or equal to 120 plus 60n. We know how to solve this. We've just been doing this like all day. So 3 minus 1 is 2, 6 minus 2 is 4, 0 minus 0 is 0, greater than or equal to 60n, right? This just comes down. Divide both sides by 60. We're dividing by positive, so do we switch that inequality? No, we do not, Miss Verghese. Good job. 24 goes into 6 4 times, 0 goes into 0 0 times, right? So these just cancel out. 24 divided by 6 is 4. Greater than or equal to n. We don't typically see it like this, so we could just flip it. N is less than or equal to 4. We could just read it the other direction. And it says, what's the maximum amount of days? So the biggest number that it can be is 4 days. All right. Solve the compound inequality below. Lord, we keep doing this. All right. So let's just make this a little bit bigger so we can see it. So what we want to do is we want to add 9 to both sides. 11x is greater than 13 plus 9 is 22. Divide both sides by 11. Cancels out. X is greater than 2. Or, let's do the same thing here. Add 4 to both sides. Cancels out. Negative 4x is greater than 12. Divide both sides by negative 4. Cancels out. X is greater than negative 3. You can plug that into the calculator. So x is greater than 2. Let's start there. Here's 2. Greater than means open circle. Open circle at 2. So all of them have open circles at 2. But greater than, numbers that are greater than 2 are like 3, 4, 5. So we're going to go to the right. So this could be it. This cannot be it because this is going to the left. This is going to the right, so this could be it. This is going to the left, so this cannot be it. Okay, so we already eliminated it down to 2 of them. A or C. So now we dealt with this first part right here. Check. Now we have to check this one. X is greater than negative 3. So here's negative 3. And we know that we're going to go oh, I tricked myself. Look what I did here, guys. I'm dividing by negative. So what should I have done with this inequality? Yes, I should have flipped it. So x is less than negative 3. And the reason why I knew I got stuck is because greater than means that I'm going to the right. And that's not what I have here. I have less than. So here, x is less than negative 3. Look at this. Here's negative 3. There's not even an open circle there, so this can't be it either. So it has to be the first one. Which inequality is represented by the graph below. Oh, Lord. This is mad work. But we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. I was just going to avoid it, but no, I shouldn't do that. I'm the teacher. So I'm going to take this 2 and I'm going to distribute it. So 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Everything on the left-hand side comes down. X plus 3 is less than or equal to that lovely thing. Subtract x from both sides. So this cancels out. 3 is less than or equal to 2x minus 1x is x minus 8. Add 8 to both sides. I get 11 is less than or equal to x. Reading it from right to left, x is greater than or equal to 11. Is that what that says? No. So that is out. Do you see why I wanted to try to avoid this? But I shall not. Okay, so right now I just tested A. A did not work. Let's test B. So B says, I'm going to do the same thing here. Beep, beep. So 7 times x is 7x. 7 times 1 is 7. The 2x plus 17 comes down. And there's a greater than or equal to symbol here. So I want to try to keep the x's positive, so minus 2x on both sides. This cancels out. So I'm left with 17 is greater than 5x plus 7. Subtract 7 from both sides. I'm going to get 10 is greater than 5x. Divide both sides by 2. I'm sorry, divide both sides by 5. You can tell I'm tired. So 2 is greater than x. If I flip that around, x is less than 2. That is not what that says. So B is also not it. C. If I distribute that, negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 8 is positive 16. Again, you could use your calculator. Everything on this side comes down. Negative x plus 4. So I want to try to get the x's to be a positive. So add 2x, add 2x. So this cancels out. X plus 4 is less than 16. Subtract 4 from both sides. Of course, it has to be the last one. So x is less than 12. Is that what that says? No, this says x is greater than negative 10. So that is not it. So this has to be it. But let's just prove it because, you know, watch it not be it. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so negative times a 2x is negative 2x. Negative times positive 4 is negative 4. There's a greater than symbol. Everything else again to the left. I'm just going to bring down. I want to get the x's, again, keep it positive. So I'll add that 2x, add 2x to both sides. So this cancels out. X plus 6, this looks promising, is greater than negative 4. Okay, so to get the x by itself, I subtract 6 from both sides, and look, x is greater than negative 10. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and just check it. Is x greater than negative 10? Yes, it is. So the answer is D. Okay, thank you guys for letting me teach you. It's a blank page. But look, I just write the end. I don't know why this is important for me to do right now, but I feel like I should celebrate. Yay. Hey. Okay. Bye. I hate buys. Later.